episode of Keeping Kids Active, we'll be introducing preschool children between the ages of 3 to 5 years to learning of the fundamental movement skill of jumping. Physical activity is defined as a bodily movement which results in energy being used. The Australian Government recommends that children between the ages of 3 to 5 years of age engage in at least 3 hours of physical activity every day. Studies have shown the importance of physical activity and the development of fundamental movement skills in young children in supporting children's emotional, social and cognitive development and developing the foundation to adopt good physical health and activity habits. The importance of being physically active is found in the early years learning framework within Outcome 3, children have a strong sense of well-being. The EYLF particularly stresses upon the importance of physical activity and providing opportunities to strengthen children's gross motor skills to provide them with a foundation to strengthen their independence and to do things for themselves. According to the Early Years Learning Framework, it is expected that educators plan and provide children with a wide range of activities, tools and materials to support children's development of their gross motor skills and as such are able to take increasing responsibility for their physical health and well-being to achieve the outcomes specified in this slide. For educators implementing this program within their practice, it is important that the outdoor setting meets elements presented within Quality Area 3 of the National Quality Framework, in particular ensuring the following outcomes are met when engaging in physical activity experiences. When teaching this skill, it is important that within your practice you focus on one teaching cue at a time by providing a visual demonstration and an explanation of how the skill should be correctly performed to help the child gain an understanding of how to enact this skill. It is important to break the skill down into smaller parts and provide regular breaks which can be used as opportunities to discuss these cues and any concerns the children may have. It is also important to use developmentally appropriate equipment and language cues to support the child's understanding. Reinforcing the space and stars analogy for jumping should really grab the children's attention whilst trying to master this skill. With research highlighting that it takes hours of practice to become an expert at a single movement skill, ensure you have enough equipment for the child to practice the skill for extended periods of time. It is also very important to give specific constructive feedback to the child in regards to what they did right and provide support to develop the areas they haven't quite mastered. For this age group, providing plenty of positive reinforcement through gestures or verbally will help motivate the child to continue to practice this skill in the future. Good girl.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf? 3!
1, 2, 3. Demonstrating this step, it is important to explain to the child that we want them to keep their eyes focused up to the stars as they perform the jump. The next step requires you to encourage the child to bend their knees with their arms pushed behind their body like they're about to take off in a rocket ship. The third step requires you to explain to the child that they are to push off the ground and stretch their arms above their head and reach for the stars. During the final step, as the children come back down to earth, they should be encouraged to bring their arms downwards, landing on the balls of their feet with bent knees to absorb the landing. To apply apply the teaching strategies focused on thus far, and to extend your child's learning, the following jumping pads activity may be applied.
Let's go, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and jump over, and then jump back, quick, jump, 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 and good job, well done.
Remember, it is important to judge your child's capability, and as such, adjustments can be made to the nature of this activity to support your child's learning. Here are some examples, such as making the activity more simpler with using just 2 leap pads. For children struggling with reaching their hands up high, placing your own arm above their head and getting them to reach for it as they jump may help reinforce this. Also, for children struggling to lift their feet off the ground, supporting their hands to make the jump will further help the reinforcement of this skill. It is important to remember whilst engaging in any physical activity to engage in some warm-up and cool-down activities to help regulate the body's temperature in order to prepare the muscles and brain to move and prevent soreness. To engage a child's interest and motivation to engage with this activity, you may leave it up to them to decide what stretches or movements they would like to use, just like my little friend here who selected her warm-up and cool-down activities all by herself. Jumping is an important fundamental skill for children to learn, where upon mastering this skill, children are able to develop the foundation to participate in more complex gross motor skills and activities. When teaching a child to jump, it is important to remember to reinforce the following steps. The most important thing to remember when teaching a physical activity is that it should be a fun and enjoyable experience for all children. Helping children to master such fundamental movement skills and promoting the importance of engaging in physical activities will help children to develop long-lasting positive habits and good physical health and well-being.